Hey Carbon Knights, Summoner's War version 3.1.6 just came out, and there's some new monsters added to the game. And I love when they add new monsters to the game. I used to wish, otherwise I wish they would work on some of the imbalances, but now I just love it when they add new monsters because they don't seem to come as often as they used to, so, be careful what you wish for because you might get it. So they've added two new monsters, the Dice Magician and the Harp Magician, I think they're called. But so what we're going to do is just open all the scrolls I have lying around, just try to get one real quick. Fire Boost up to Fusion, Water Battle Mammoth, food for the water one. Let's see if we can get anything. Circle for a Fusion, Fairy for nothing, Battle Mammoth again. Just any lightning whatsoever, because I do believe that all these, here we go, please be one of the new monsters. Oh, I can't tell. Oh, good food though. I have the dark one, so I'll be feeding that to my dark one for a skill up. Nice. I got excited, thought it was that Harp Magician. Let's see. Oh man, I'm missing on the thing. Let's just summon all the rest of my schools, drain all of them, and we'll see if we can get any one of these new monsters to have a good look at. Some people already have them. If you look at the user rating, what's this? Oh, awesome. Hey, you know what? I can use that to either feed to my second or third Chloe, or to... Yay, another Galleon. If you watched my last Summoners War video, you saw that Fire Captains, they come to me like crazy. So let's just keep going. 6 left. Got a good amount of lightning. 2.5 lightning. You know, for 23 scrolls. Might get one more. Come on. And nothing. Okay, so... Oh, well, there you go. Copper, great. Nobody has a copper, but I can use those guys to, just upgrade to some 5 stars, and away we go. So that's not the worst. Decent, decent, decent. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll just look at the monsters in the collection. So, these new monsters, I had a quick peek at them. These guys are super cool. They're very unique, and, we'll start with my favorite. Well, we'll just do the order: fire, water, wind, light, dark. But this guy, I had looked, Ludo. This guy, in my opinion, is like the new Orion, but he's an attack monster. This guy is just awesome. So check this out. They have these new roll dice skills, and they're kind of tricky to follow along. Rolls 2 dice to attack the enemy, target 2 times, and grants an effect according to each number you get for 2 turns as follows. So if you get 4, unrecoverable, 5, defense break, 6, glancing hit, and instantly gains another turn if you get the same number on your die. So that's alright. Rolls 2 dice to attack all enemies and stuns them for 1 turn if the sum of the numbers is greater than 7, and decreases attack speed for 2 turns if the sum is less than 7. So that's kind of interesting. And instantly gains another turn if you get the same number. So imagine if you stun them all and you have, double 4s, so you get 8, and you can just go again. That's awesome. This one, I love this passive skill. Rolls 1 dice at the start of each turn, and the damage inflicted to the enemy will be increased up to 75% when attacking if the number of the dice is large, and the damage inflicted by the enemy will be reduced up to 70% when attacked if the number of the dice is small. So either way, you're getting a heck of a bonus here. The effect is not accumulated with other decreased damage effects. This guy is going to be super annoying to play against. I think this guy might be my favorite. And the leader skill of increased defense of ally monsters in the arena by 33%. So great for arena defense, right? So you've got, all your monsters benefit from this guy. He's just like the new Orion to me. You put this guy in Violent Runes and he just goes again, and if he gets his doubles, he goes again. And he stuns the enemies, or he reduces their attack speed, and then, oh, he's going to be trouble. This guy's awesome. So, let's check out the water one now. We have, where is he? Let's see if we can find him. Here he is. Reno. Okay, Reno has the same first skill. Roll the 2 die, and you can either get the unrecoverable, the defense break, or the glancing hit. Gain another turn if you get the same number. So, I don't know what percent that's going to be at. I think the Brownie Magicians get you 30%. Those, who knows what the die will be. We'll have to see how they're balanced. If they're loaded die. Ooh. Second attack, dice trick. Rolls 2 dice to attack all enemies and randomly grants unrecoverable decreased defense, increased chance of missing. So it's not glancing hit, but or it is, yeah, same thing. Effects for 2 turns. So it's like the other guys, but no stun on this one. Okay, so it's like his first and second skill are the same, but it's all enemies. And more effects will be granted as the sum of the numbers increase. Nice. Instantly gains another turn if you get the same number. So this guy's your debuffer, man. It's just debuff, debuff, debuff. Rolls the dice 4 times for his third skill to attack all enemies. Again, nice. So maybe some disparity. Wink, wink. The larger of the number of the dice, the greater the damage. Okay, nice. If the number is the same as the previous number, the attack ignores the enemy's defense. So you can get some lucky rolls with this guy and just demolish some monsters. That guy will be really nice. So none of these is, I saw some of them have skills that, it's mostly the next monster that we're going to look at, that don't apply to bosses, but this guy is just your mad debuffer, would be great. And this one, ignoring defense, could be nice in some of that Dragon's B10, hopefully. We'll see how he works out, if I ever get one. Leader skill, and increase the crit rate of all your ally monsters in the arena, 24%. It's not bad, but you know, people all usually have a lot of crit rate on the runes, so can't seem to click on that. Oh, look at how cute they are when they're base form. Alright, wind one, let's check him out. I definitely like the fire one better than I like the water one, but we'll see. Who knows how it all works out. So wind, we've got Morris, and Morris has the same first skill. Unlucky 7. Rolls 2 dice to attack all enemies and stuns them for 1 turn, so that's nice. That's like the fire one. And decrease attack speed for lower than 7. 2 turns if that happens. And gains another turn if you have the same number. That's cool. Passive skill. Rolls 2 dice at the start of each turn. If an ally dies, to revive 1 dead ally if you get the same number. Okay, so let's read that again. Rolls 2 dice at the start of each turn. If an ally dies, to revive 1 dead ally if you get the same number. Okay, so if somebody dies, then you roll some dice. Okay. The ally will be revived with more HP as the sum of the numbers increases. Okay, nice. So after an enemy or an ally dies, this guy will start rolling dice with his passive skill, and if he ends up getting the same number, then that monster comes back to life, and he's going to keep rolling for a little while. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It says reusable in 7 turns, so it's passive, so it should be every turn this guy's rolling dice, and then eventually he could bring your monster back to life if they're gone. So that's nice. It's just like a constant. It's kind of a that's kind of a tough one, because that, you know, that kid, that's just kind of RNG. You could get your monster back with your reviver or not. Wouldn't you rather have like a Bryand or a, you know, oh, what's her name? Fire Valkyria. I can't remember her name right now. Vanessa, I think. There we go. We got there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that guy works out. But the fire one definitely looks cool. That guy's going to be trouble. So much trouble. Oh, Darian, we all know what you do. You're good, though. Okay, let's find this last light one. That's not the last one we saw. Dark. Okay, Tableau or Tableau? Tableau. Yeah, we'll go with Tableau. Same first skill. So rolling your 2 dice with some debuffs. Unlucky 7. So we've seen that one before on the wind one there. And the fire one. Nice. And return dice. Makes the attack bar of all enemies and allies change to 0. And increase the attack speed of all allies for 2 turns. This effect can't be resisted and ignores the immunity. Okay, so we're setting all the attack bars to 0 and then buffing your speed. So this guy would pair very nicely with Bernard if your Bernard's really fast, because you'll set them all to 0 and then it's like the fight just started over again when it comes to speed. So everybody's going to increase their attack bar based on their speed ratio to the other monsters on the field. Okay, so if you got a really good Bernard, you could throw that guy on, or you could, you know, Spectra, sorry, you could pair him with that. So it sets everybody to 0, your speed increases. If your Spectra's fast, then you can decrease their attack speed and just start going, and then throw a Vertiheal in there. Who knows, man, you could have some really cool stuff. That's kind of a different monster. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. Alright, so let's look at the dark one finally. That other one, that's an interesting monster. With that attack bar, everybody to 0. That seems like a PvP kind of thing there. Okay, so let's see. Where's this last one? The dark one. Here you are. Monty! What do you do, Monty? Well, Monty rolls 2 dice. Oh, it's the same attack for the first skill. Dice trick. Okay, we've seen this one before. Same as the water one. Roll your 2 die to get unrecoverable versus the stuns, which the other ones do. It has its place. You know, all of wind kind of thing. Right, same thing. Okay, last Destiny dice. Rolls 2 dice to redistribute the HP ratio of the enemy according to the smaller number you get on the dice. That could be nice. Now I'm assuming if you get a 3, that's like 30%. I don't know. We'll see. Have to see how that works. Instantly gains another turn if you get the same number. This skill can't be used on the boss, which is fine. And I didn't go over some of these leader skills, sorry guys, but resistance of ally monsters in the arena 40%. I mean, that's your. I mean, I think Tessarian's not the arena, but what's his leader skill? Yeah, and this guy's resistance skill, yeah. So that's nothing to cry about or write home about, that leader skill. But yeah, interesting monster guide. Those guys on Violent are going to be just ridiculous if they end up getting their dice rolls to match and then get some Violent procs. They're just going to go and go and go. So we're going to see some rapid attacks with those guys. So that's a very brief overview. I never really talked about where they're useful the most. Trial of Ascension is going to be great for these monsters. PvP is going to be good for them. Some of the dungeons really good. You know. So they're pretty versatile from what I've seen. I haven't seen any that are, you know, oh, they're only going to be good here. I think that light one is probably the most specifically PvP or TOA guy. But you have to have your team built, it seems like, for that one. So build a speed team around that, or attack bar, at least, team around that light one if you get them. Hopefully you do. I'm rooting for everybody to get those light dark ones. So let's check out, starting at fire again, the new... Here she is. And these are, yeah, the Harp Magicians. The other one's the Dice Magician, now we have a Harp Magician. Okay, cool. So, first skill, Tempting Dream. Attacks the enemy target to absorb the attack bar by 50% with a 30% chance. Hopefully that gets better. And then puts the enemy to sleep with a 10% chance. Sleep's not always the best. Damage according to speed, that's nice. 98 base speed, nothing, that's below average, right? So, healing music. Recovers the HP of all allies by 20%. Nice as a heal, and grants immunity for 1 turn. Well, that's nice too. Immunity, heals, that's awesome. Kind of like Chloe without the shield, but you've got two of her skills in one without the invulnerability or invincibility. But it's still, hopefully that gets higher too. 20%, man, that's got to go up, right? I'm sure it does. Okay, third skill, Unwanted Harmony. I read this, and I remember this is kind of dirty. Evens the HP of the enemy target, excluding the boss, and the ally with the lowest HP. So you can really take any one of your monsters, you can just pick one, and then it's going to balance that HP right down to as low as yours is. But then, it's going to decrease the HP of the enemy target by another 15%, and recovers the HP of the one on your team that you chose as the low baller, and it's going to heal him 15%. So you're going to see a real change. You're going to knock one of their enemies. This is kind of like the anti-Chaesoon here with her Fallen Blossom. Man, like this is kind of like that where you can heal yours a little bit and take theirs right down plus a little bit more. She's going to be a PvP thing for sure because you can't use it. It said, I'm pretty sure it said there. Yeah, you can't use it on the boss. So that's a nice PvP thing. For sure. Just the anti-Chaesoon right there. Harmonia. For sure. For sure. Say it one more time. Alright, let's check out the water one real quick. That's definitely not her, but she's cool. Here we are. We've got Sonnet, or Sonnet. 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 Yeah, Sonnet. Let's see. Attacks the enemy. So we have the same first skill based on your attack speed. You can maybe put them to sleep or reduce their attack bar, absorb it I should say. Next one. Puts all enemies to sleep for 1 turn and inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. Not crazy about the sleep because that continuous damage, especially with that because that's just going to wake them up as soon as they take damage at the end of their turn. Anyway, that's kind of from what I'm seeing, that's like a useless sleep skill, man. Unless I'm totally wrong about the dots not waking them up. Like maybe you know what? I have to be wrong about that. Maybe that's changed too, or I'm completely oblivious. Who knows? Like they just always assume that wakes them up. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I don't know. Now I'm all 50-50. I can't remember. Write it in the comments if you know. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? There she is. So yeah, puts them to sleep. Continuous damage. It's not going to work on your bosses, so it's kind of a weird one. Maybe good for TOA. Attacks all enemies to put them to sleep for 1 turn and ceases or creates a shield. Learn to read. That is equivalent to 30% of the damage on all allies for 2 turns. That could be a strong shield if you're pretty wounded. Nice. The damage of this skill increases according to your max HP. So we attack all enemies. If you got a really high HP on this lady, oh man, you're gonna. Hopefully that she hits hard. Base attack's not super high, but you know how they don't always. There's like hidden stats too, right? Some of these monsters, so that could be interesting. She could be a good support. We'll see how that sleep continuous damage thing works out. That seems strange to me. Hopefully I'm wrong on that one. And she's super good. Logan, nice. Let's find this last one for the base elements. Triana, so not Tiana, Triana or Triana. Same for skill, I think. Yeah, attack speed based with a little debuff action. Covers the HP of allies. So this is like the fire one, same as the fire one for a little heal, a little immunity. That's kind of nice. And a passive skill. What do we got here? Offsets the incoming damage that may cause your ally to die and instantly gains another turn. Well, that's alright. So if they're going to die, it saves them for 1 turn, and then it says reasonable in 10 turns. I'm sure that comes down to 8 or 7. And you know, and then you can use it again, but that's a lot more turns. So it's just basically a passive, not revive, but protection from death. That's kind of nice, but of all 3 of those, I would go for the fire one. Like so far, the 2 fire ones are my favorite. That one is like another little. I know he's going to be as powerful as Orion, hopefully. That's what I'm seeing. We'll see. And the fire. Harp magician there to be the anti-chase soon, so that we're gonna see some. You'll see some clutch plays with her. I'm sure that if you get her, if you watch some streamers, some cool videos. So let's check out the light one here. Who is a Nat 5? Here she is. She's our most recent Nat 5. So we have Celia or Celia. Let's call her Celia. And what do we got here? Tempting Dream, same for skill based on attack speed. Nightmare Melody puts all enemies to sleep. Okay, this is like the water one where hopefully that works out good. Reusable, I'm sure that 4 turns will go down to 3, possibly even 2, but I doubt that. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong about that continuous damage waking them up. That'd be really strange for you to put them to sleep for no reason. Oh, I guess. Oh, unless your accuracy is low and they're which it's. So what, let's say you put them to sleep, but the dots don't go on there. So they stay asleep. But if you have low accuracy and you don't get your dots, you don't get your sleep, and you don't get your dots, like, I don't know. I'm not so crazy about that. I hope to be 100% wrong, and that's just a good sleep skill, but we'll see. Passive skill for the 3rd Dreamy Leader. Removes a random beneficial effect. Nice. And puts the enemy to sleep again for 1 turn with the beneficial effect is successfully removed. So you're going to want your accuracy high on this monster. Well, that's nice. It's passively just removing random benefit. So that'd be good for giants or dragons, like giants too, but dragons for sure. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, I guess, too. That some of those dice magicians should be okay in Necropolis. They have a couple skills with 2 hits each. Not a lot. I like more than 2 hits for Necropolis, but if you got to build what you got to build, right? So I'm gonna take another look at her. Just not sure how I feel about this monster. That passive skill is really nice, but this sleep stuff, I don't know, man. Well, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. So, okay, this is nice. I should have been using this before. I knew that was there, I just haven't been using it. Like a ridiculous human. Okay, so they're pretty cool. So, let's look. I should have just went, now that I was saying. As far as I have it. Veramos! Let's go over Veramos. Very rare monster. Nobody has a Veramos. Alright, so we have Vivichel? Vivacial? Vivacial? Who knows? There's so many ways. English is funny. So, Tempting Dream, same first skill, attack speed based, healing music recovers that, so that's the same healing skill we've seen on the water one and the, not the light one, the wind one. And Song of Switch of Destiny switches the current attack bar and HP with the enemy, excluding the boss or another ally target. Nice. So it's another, not a HP rebalance like Jason, it's a swap. Nice. And it can't be resisted and ignores immunity. Wow. So you can pick anyone on the board, switches the current attack bar and HP with the enemy, not the boss, or another ally target. So you can pick anybody on the board and switch. Wow. So she could be super low, close to death, and you can just pick anybody else on the board and swap them out. Let's say, I mean, I think you'd always want to deal with one of their monsters, unless your health was lower, your health was irrelevant, your attack bar was super high, and you wanted one of your monsters to go next, and you had the fullest attack bar. You could switch it with the monster you want. You kind of like Resurge or Konamiya or the Light Garuda or the Water Garuda. You could just get one of your own monsters to go right away, and you're going to be careful with that because they're going to swap HP as well. That could be some clutch plays too. That's a cool monster. Dark one, definitely my favorite out of the Harp magicians. For sure, the fire, I like the fire one, but the dark one, I'll never get her Nat 5 dark, right? I get my scroll tomorrow. I should have saved it maybe, but I wanted to pump this video. I'll get the recording done while these monsters are fresh. That's a very cool monster. Oh man, it is too cool, too cool. I kind of wish that the fire one had this skill, and maybe not necessarily the fire one. I kind of wish this skill was on one of the fire, wind, water ones, which anyone, probably the fire one. And but her skill's good too, but that is crazy. Just so you see that action a little more, because that's a crazy good skill. And I would just love to see the plays created by that, by, you know, giving yourself a turn whenever, or just transferring death onto an opponent, or even one of yours that you know that you can bring back, or that know that, well, you know, this one only has half health, but I know this other monster I gave half health to can tank the rest of the turns until I can heal or something like that. Man, you see some cool stuff. This seems like mostly mostly a PvP kind of thing to me, but I mean, I'm still super noob, right? So definitely not a pro. Definitely not anywhere near the top 100. Near the top 10,000 maybe, but that's anyways, that's my impression of those monsters, and my favorites for sure. I like these things. I'm really interested to try the Dice Magician. They seem, their skills with rolling die, I've never seen anything like that in the game that I can think of. I would really like to get one of those Nat 4s, and I was hoping to get one tonight so we could just at least put them in a quick batch just to see a skill, but unfortunately the Orange Jesus just wasn't with us today, so we'll keep praying. Anyways guys, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about these monsters, we would love to chat with you, try to answer anything, or shoot back and forth right up below. And keep playing, keep summoning, grab those scrolls. We will see you next time.